Hey, Kev, it's time to record a new Smodcast.
Fuck off. I'm listening to one of the other great shows on the Smodcast podcast network. Scott?
There's so many to choose from.
You damn skippy, there's so many to choose from. I'm on 5 every week myself, man. Hollywood Babylon on Monday, Smodcast with you on Tuesday, Jay and Silent Bob Get Old on Wednesday with Jay Muse, Fat Man on Batman every Thursday, and then I wrap up the week with Edumacation with Andy McElfresh.
There's so many to choose from.
Hell yeah, son, and those aren't the only podcasts. Those are just the ones I'm involved with. What about the podcasts of Smodco that don't feature me, man? Like Tell 'em Steve Dave, Last Week on Earth with Ben Glebe, I Sell Comics with Ming and Mike.
There's so many to choose from.
Hey, man, there's also Film School Fridays or Netheads or Get Up on This, Team Jack.
There's so many to choose from.
The Breaks, man. Waking from the American Dream. Bagged and Boarded. Phoebe. Soundbite Nation. These are all the shows you could be listening to over at smodcast.com, Scott.
There's so many to choose from.
And if audio's not enough for you, man, if you're just like, no, I want the thick dick of video as well, man, well, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is C-Smod, or you can watch Comic Book Men, our show on AMC, following The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead every Sunday night.
There's so many to choose from.
That's right, Scott. There are so many to choose from. So get choosing, kids. Go to smodcast.com. Start getting picky, man. Stick these sweet, sweet oral sounds into your ear pussies.
There's so many to choose from.
You said that already.
There's so many to choose from.
I did.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Today's sponsor is Audible.com, a leading provider of spoken audio information and entertainment. Listen to audiobooks wherever and wherever you want. Yeah, you. You?
Yeah.
Yeah. Darn right.
You'd be burned quicker than fucking Koresh.
Who, me?
Yeah, I'd be shooting a gas canister right through your window. Because you're fucking pissing me off now.
I'm not.
Fucking saying
I'm
that
not
those
comparing
bonus
that
pods
to that.
are
No,
comparable to a fucking nude picture of you. Jay Sarge and Declan are open up a sound studio.
Okay.
In the middle of
They're
town.
the radio guys.
We're accepting of their lifestyles, I guess.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Blah, 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 blah. How long will they listen? Will they do this? Blah, 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 blah. Something I forgot last week. I think we should lead off with it.
Okay.
2 of the 3 of us. Walt issued a request to come back to the fold. Any listeners who had strayed. And it was...
We're leading, huh? We're leading with this.
Well, I forgot. I don't want to forget this week.
Okay.
And the choices were we could fuck off.
Right.
Or I'm back.
Right.
Now, I'm back wasn't tweeted.
No?
No.
We got a hearty fuck off?
Well, 2 out of 3 of us did.
Oh, you 2 got told to fuck off.
Do you care to guess? Well,
2 got told to fuck off? That's sad.
The Impractical Jokers are not beloved.
What? But we're merry pranksters. What?
Surprisingly, it didn't work, huh?
Well, fuck off, except for Walt.
I wonder why that is. Because if you're gonna tell my boys, F off, then you can't caveat it with like, well, not you 2 though, but I take that as a slight.
Oh, nice.
And so if you're gonna say F off to used to, you're saying
You're killing me with that.
Okay.
You're hitting that thing right there.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
That's a man right there. That is a man. Walt Flanagan. Man.
Yeah. So Even
It's
though
a lost cause, she ain't never coming back. So there's no sense even. So there's no sense. You know You know that she still listens though. 'Cause obviously,
Right.
she knew to write F off or I'm back.
Right.
So I mean, it looks like we already achieved our mission.
yeah,
We got her back.
gotcha.
And you know that she was listening last week and was like, man, I listened to that whole show. They didn't mention it once.
Right.
And she was annoyed.
Right.
Here you
So
go,
now
right off the bat.
we're gonna bob and weave. Yeah, you never know when she might come up.
And I guarantee you that she will listen because there's some people who almost like a get 'em
Right.
that like they love to be mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Despite the
this case-
context.
this is the same case of somebody who wants the attention and is getting it and will continue to listen as long as there's a chance
Ugh.
they may be brought up.
Why am I getting told?
Because you're
the one who started it all.
Some very hard
I was sandbagged.
commentary on this person's
Yeah, maybe.
tweeting that it was empty-headed and it was a chucklehead could write better than
Right.
Yeah.
There was. Well, let me see if I have it before I get into it. Because some astute listeners figured out who we were talking to, and sent me some of this person's tweet. We should come up with a title for this person because it's getting hard to keep saying this person. Or can we say something like,
Why can't you just say who her Twitter name is?
oh, we don't want to give her the.
The benefit?
Yeah.
Because she wanted that. She said that specifically. The least you guys could do is mention my Twitter name.
Yeah.
So
never.
So we'll. I mean, I guess we'll just call her ex-listener, right? Ex-listener.
Ex-listener who listens every week.
Right. Okay.
Ms. X.
So here's two examples sent to me by astute listener about ex-listener. One is a tweet that says she's commenting on somebody else's Twitter account, and she says first a rape joke and now a joke about gun violence? Question mark.
I think I got the same tweets
Yeah.
from that same astute listener.
She goes, fuck this account. So another account made a joke about rape joke and a joke about gun violence, and she said, fuck this
Another
account.
account? You mean another person on
A
Twitter?
third account, yes,
Yeah,
Vice.
the third Vice.
Vice
yeah.
hip hop.
Vice is hip. Why Jim Beam sponsored a high school shooting spree in Virginia and asked Pitbull to perform live as it happened. And then she says, first a rape joke, and now a joke about gun violence. Fuck this account.
Yet, if you were to look at this ex-listener's account, you would see she responds to a tweet by an account called Free Facts. Free Facts says babies are born with a natural resistance to bullets. So she responds, is that why my patent for infant flak jackets was rejected? So she's making infant gun jokes.
Oh, so it's a case of what's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
That's
Right. The gander is always an asshole. And the goose can
right.
do what she likes.
yes.
Isn't that really, though, how 99% of Americans live their life, though?
Sure.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I was talking to that same astute listener earlier today. I happened upon a Katy Perry video.
Okay.
It's called because Rebecca Black put out a new
Saturday, I heard, right?
Saturday. Yeah,
Right.
she put out a new song.
Really trying to latch on to that Friday fame.
That calendar theme.
The calendar
and,
man from Batman.
So it turned out that Rebecca Black is in this Katy Perry video called oh shit, what's it called now? Something Friday Night Party. I can't remember the name of the song or the video. But basically, it's like Katy Perry's a nerd in this video. She throws a party. It gets out of control.
Right.
Her parents, who are
There's a new video?
I think it might be relatively new.
What's the name of the song?
Hold on.
I can't believe that artists are still making videos.
Yeah.
Where do they play these music videos now?
I guess it's called Friday Night. Who the hell knows? I guess people see them on YouTube, right?
So you have to make music videos now for free?
Evidently. I mean, it was long, too. It was like 8 minutes.
I guess, well, MTV, you didn't get paid to do it either.
No, I think it was like basically the record company would front the money and then you had to pay it back from.
Wow, but I can't believe there's artists still making videos now.
And this was an involved video.
It used to be an art form, remember?
Yeah. Then you'd have, remember those Guns N' Roses ones that shot on a
like
battleship?
November Rain. And,
oh my God, it was like big budget movies.
Why is that backwards? I don't know.
I don't know. That is weird, huh? Last Friday Night. That's the name of this song.
All right, here's Katy Perry waking up.
Yeah. She wakes up.
All right, so they've made her look dorky and
yeah. The remnants of her household are scattered around. Turned out she had a huge party. Her parents, who are played by Corey Feldman and Debbie Gibson, weren't home.
Oh wow, somebody's taped up.
Oh, there's all kinds of.
So this takes place in the 80s, this video?
Wackiness. I guess so. I mean, it definitely looks like they went for a period piece.
It's hard to make Katy Perry look bad.
She's pretty cute. And when she like takes her braces off and they do her hair up all big and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you remember 80s girls. And, most of them didn't look too great.
Well, now it looks like it jumps to the 90s because she just went on Facebook to look at the pictures of last night.
Who's this girl? Is this is
Katy Perry, wasn't it?
Mega star.
Didn't she appear in a movie recently? And I was annoyed about the poster. Is this the same girl?
Yes.
You could be anybody as long as you start being who you are.
Yeah. Wow. Good memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's total nonsense.
Absolutely.
Oh, there she is, Rebecca Black. Okay.
Rebecca Black, who she looks so much older.
Yeah, she does. It's her growth years.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you bringing this up, though? I can't remember.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, the point was that there's a certain moment where there's a hunky jock passed out in her bed,
right?
And she deftly slides her hand down his chest, and then further down to his groin.
Whoa!
In this video?
Mm-hmm. In this video, if I can find it, I'll show you. And then during the outtakes, she lifts at the end, how they have during the credits, she lifts the sheet up, and looks down at where his wiener would be, and giggles and is clearly pleased with what she's seen. Now, I cannot imagine. Not for a second. If those roles were reversed.
Right. Oh, here she comes.
Yeah, there she is.
Spit take.
Good. Yep. There you go.
Right. So what are you saying? That you're saying you're trying who's?
I'm trying to lead the boycott of Katy Perry.
You won't win that.
No?
Nah.
All right, I give up.
Just stop now.
No, just with the theme of contradiction.
Oh, I see.
That seems to run in our.
Like if Katy Perry had fallen asleep on the bed and the dude was like looking down her shirt and like rubbing his hand down her naked, like
forget it.
It would be
forget it.
Nobody would air that video.
No, rightfully so. Of course. It's really weird.
It's sexual assault.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give it that to you. It's a step beyond weird.
Yeah, it's actually a crime.
Kenny G makes an appearance in the video.
Right.
He's Uncle Kenny. Towards the end, when Corey Feldman and Debbie Gibson show up, there is no question why they really don't have acting careers.
Yeah.
I can't believe how long this is, though.
It's so long, and it's huge. I mean, there's so many extras, and it's such a big endeavor.
Right.
And this helps sales? Videos still?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, because I'm looking how many times it was viewed, and it's 265 million times.
Oh, wow. All right, so people just go looking for it. Well, she's playing to the youth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your contradiction theme. I have another set of tweets from ex-listener.
From at astute listener.
Yeah, from at astute listener about ex-listener. The same day. These are confirmed to have occurred on the same day.
Okay.
And the ex-listener says, last night, the date I went on ended with my date trying to force himself on me. It's a terrifying world to be a woman in. We need feminism.
Mm-hmm.
On its own, perfectly Respectable tweet. However, later in the
Righteous.
same day, yes, absolutely.
Preach it, sister.
Help! I just gave the cute guy with dreads at Primanti's another 50% tip. So she's got a fast transition from men are evil rapists
She was nearly date raped.
to I hope the cute boy notices me. Within the same day.
Well, I'm glad she recovered quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that's
thank
a
God
pretty
for
quick
that.
turnaround. To like,
Did you say that it was not like a hardcore feminism? Feminist would not be tweeting those,
a hardcore feminine might tweet the first one.
right? But the second one, not a
The
chance.
tee-hee.
That's no chance in that
I
one?
don't think so.
Well, I also don't understand because I've seen tweets which claim. Here you go, Walt. Here's where.
No, I believe you.
On one hand, will refer to herself as like a Doc Martin wearing feminazi dyke, and then basically a Craigslist like missed connection to the hot guy on the bus who has given me the eyes, blah blah blah, cream cream cream. I'm just saying. Again, no reason to complain about
Sure.
everything and everyone, especially when you put it out there to just to show that the contradiction in your thought process and your tweets.
Yeah, and again, like that sort of contradiction is, I think, normal and typical of all humans, not just ex-listener.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
Not me.
yeah.
I think we all exist in that world of of contradictions, but I feel the problem comes in when you take a stand and damn other people.
You're getting a fucking nosebleed on that soapbox.
Yeah.
It's so fucking high.
If you're on a soapbox, you should.
This listener
Your
is on a
ducks.
soapbox?
Your ducks should be in a row.
Forever.
Yeah. Not a bad person. I'm gonna still say that. Like,
I don't know her personally.
no, in the context that I've had with her, she's been fine. But like that, yeah, very odd mix of soapbox and contradictions.
Yeah.
But she wins because we've spent 10 minutes on it.
And the audience
More than
loses.
that.
The audience loses.
More
They're
than
like,
10
bring back,
minutes.
get him. All right. Well, we've exposed her,
Yeah.
and there's no
Enough's enough.
You haven't even mentioned her name. How's it exposing them?
I said
Oh,
that.
she's out there.
I've exposed her existence. Whatever. You know what? I wouldn't want to say it honestly. Like, not even for like. I don't want to have to deal with the Tell 'em Steve Dave, the TESD army coming after her. Like,
Not
well,
necessary.
If one astute listener can figure it out, believe me,
Well,
I think there's.
By
all you gotta
astute,
do
he
is-
means obsessed. I deal with this particular listener every day.
But is it truly?
He's joyfully consumed.
I mean, you've read the tweets. It's a simple matter now of finding out what person said that.
well, I can't help with that. I mean, you know, what are you going to do?
It's going to happen.
We'll see.
unless you cut it all out.
That's not happening.
No, I don't think we can do that. Yeah. Well, please don't hunt her down. Just let her go.
Oh, no.
Tell him Steve Dave Army Ants. 4chan. Can you hear him? It sounds like it went out.
What?
Just make sure.
Yeah, it sounds like I can.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry, though. Why don't we just point
Yeah.
this towards him?
Declan's going to have to do his...
Yeah, but I think it is.
Okay.
Is the Phantom Force still on?
The Phantom Power?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Phantom Power! Sounds like something from a 70s cartoon.
A Tell 'em Steve Dave listener came to a Tenderloin show, and gave me a gift. Very obscure, but I loved it. I brought it. I thought you guys would enjoy it. It's a Warby Parker
Monocle?
Monocle.
Nice.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
How great is that?
You look messed up in a moment.
Do
It
I?
does look strange,
Yeah.
yeah.
It looks like you have a medical condition.
Yeah.
Or it looks like you have a fake eye.
Yeah, it looks like, makes your eye look like magnified
Take
slightly.
a picture of it. I'll put it up
Truly
when this episode comes out.
not like elite or refined at all in any
So
way.
those African kids
More disturbing, yeah.
running around.
They're not going to look any better.
Yeah, it does look.
Oh,
a
it does
lot.
look weird.
Yeah, it makes you look like you got, like I said, like you need an eye operation or something.
You should have just thrown it out right in front of them.
That's pretty cool, though.
Oh. All right, so I'll put that up online. But like, it took me a second to remember because they had a look on their face of like, he's gonna love this, and I was like, oh. And then I saw her on it said Warby Parker, and I was like, wow. I was like, that's pretty obscure reference, but evidence to Warby Parker that that we sold at
It
least
works.
one.
We sold at
monocle.
least one monocle, yeah.
Yeah.
Regifting that sucker or no?
No,
Okay.
I'll keep this forever.
His mom is walking around with a monocle after Christmas.
It's not prescription.
Oh, did you see? I tweeted this to you today, Q. Did you see the tweet that I sent you?
What?
This happened in Australia. John McDonald develops gut growth after drinking from a river-tainted beer can.
Oh God! Oh, I did see. I didn't get a chance to look at it because we were working. There's a picture attached to it.
There's
right?
a picture. Yeah, it's this guy. It's from Australia. He was 60. He, I guess he was. It says he was sipping on a beer on the Brisbane River when he dropped the can into the water. He retrieved it and continued drinking. Now that's a person who doesn't want to waste
That's fucking
one drop
just
of
get
beer.
another beer, bro.
Only a few short hours later, he told the paper he became violently ill. A little over a week later, he said he couldn't eat or drink. What was that?
Nothing.
He couldn't eat or drink. He was rushed to a hospital where numerous surgeries were performed to eradicate the large mass protruding from his stomach. And there's the fucking sad sack bastard right here. I sure wish I didn't drink that.
Oh, that was a week. 1
That was
week.
a week later, yeah.
Wow, that's
What causes
insanity.
that?
Nobody knows what it is.
They don't know, yeah. It was
Nobody
just
knows what.
something
So
that,
there's something in the water in Australia, right?
Yeah.
That could do this to you.
I guess so.
Some sort of.
Oh, that is horrifying.
Australia,
some
man,
sort of
there's like...
bacteria.
Hey, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
What, are you going to try to pimp your bullshit on for fucking
No. I'm
the
pimping you
Stitcher
guys. I'm
Awards?
pimping- yeah.
What's
Is it
going
possible to win twice in a row?
I don't know.
Because if so,
I saw earlier Ming nominated himself for the Stitcher Awards this year.
why wouldn't I?
Hey, why not?
Why not? But I'm wondering. I want to see if you guys can win 2 years in a row.
Then why are you voting for yourself then?
Well,
there's different categories.
Oh, okay.
There's best overall podcast, that's us, and then there's best like pop culture and entertainment. That's
If you had to sell your podcast to somebody, and what are its best attributes right now? Tell the audience why they should vote for ISL Comics.
best attributes.
Yeah, what do you bring to the table? Why
we're
does ISL Comics and deserve to win best podcast?
We're consistent. We have a large audience that we've built over the last 2 years. I mean,
And by you mean us.
well, all right.
I'm just kidding.
All right, hey, however you do it,
I agree. Consistency, like you.
doesn't matter. I think we're fairly entertaining.
If you win this Stitcher Award, will you get naked?
I'm getting naked already, so
When are you
Yeah, what
doing
was
that?
this about?
we're doing this quick.
We're doing this quick.
I was mentioning that if we got season 4 of Comic Book Men, that I would probably just might as well get naked because that's where if you watch the seasons, that's where things are trending.
Right.
And Walt was like, "Look at how eager you are to get naked," and I'm like, "I guess so." So, I think he came up with the idea if I got 1,000 retweets or whatever, that I would pose naked with a cryptozoic man in front of my crotch. So I guess we hit it. I don't know. I haven't counted.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple
who
people
seems
say that it
oddly
hit
excited about this is Mike.
it. Really?
Really?
Yeah,
He keeps bringing it up, and then he'll suffix that with "I don't care."
He cares.
He cares.
He cares.
Wow.
Who cares? So I'll be doing that soon. If you want to see that photo, you're gonna.
Can we do it right now?
Right now?
Can we
Who's
take a
gonna take
picture
the
right now?
photo?
I'll take the picture. All three of us
No,
will
I'm
take
not
the
doing
picture.
it right
Come on.
now.
Why not? Yeah, you should do it right
I'm
now.
not prepared.
You're prepared? Why? What do you need to do to prepare
I got a
yourself?
manscape.
We don't care, but we want to do
I
it
know,
now.
but I care.
Oh, you had a manscape. Why? The Cryptozoic Man should cover everything.
Well, you would think.
Oh,
right?
and more.
But, you would think, but yeah.
But what?
There's it's winter. I haven't maintained.
What are you? Are you Do you have a vagina? What are you talking about?
No, I don't.
What are you talking about that you need to
No, it's
maintain?
just like, you
what
know,
dude maintains themselves in the
trim,
winter?
you don't like take a razor and
No.
Really? Never?
No, I'm a fucking dude. I don't fucking worry about what fucking sticking out of my underwear.
I hate to see what's going on down there, man. That's, you know. I'm just I gotta prepare. I'm gonna do it if you want to see the photo at a future date. Are we releasing a secret code on I Saw Comics?
You ain't a secret code. I thought this was for everybody.
It is.
Just put it on your Twitter.
If you want it, listen to I Saw Comics, bitch.
Wow. Savvy. There's a savvy businessman.
That's not savvy at all.
Why is that not savvy?
Because you are actually making people definitely not care enough to do it then, to look at it then.
Oh, well, then that ain't my fault.
I know, but like I think that's the key. You think that you're going to garner one listener who has to like what? How do you know if they listen to it? Oh, only if they get the code?
Yeah.
Okay, so all I got to do is just go listen to it, and I'll put the code up on Brian's Twitter then.
If you're being an asshole like that?
Well, if I don't do it, you know someone else can do it.
Like me.
How the fuck is that any worse than releasing 4 bonus pods for shit you screwed up? Like you got to buy something to get something?
Shit that I screwed up?
Wait a
Well,
second.
that somebody screwed up.
I would also make the argument that the listeners will enjoy those 4 bonus pods more than a nude picture of you.
Hey,
No matter how much body hair you shave off.
That's how
fucking lost your mind
I
totally.
lost my mind.
Because you're comparing 4 bonus pods
Yes.
that were on par with anything that Tom Steve Dave has ever done. At least 2 of them. I know your shit's not going to be on
naked
par.
picture?
Because you're fucking pissing me off now.
I'm not.
Fucking saying that those bonus pods are comparable to a fucking nude picture of you.
I'm not comparing that. All I'm saying is that get a bonus pod. You had to jump through an extra hoop to get them.
You didn't have to jump through a hoop. All you do is fucking do nothing. I said, if you want these 4 bonus pods, do nothing.
You had to buy.
Yeah, you had to buy, which they already did already.
Right, but you still had to buy. You still had to go through an extra thing to get it. That's all you got to. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now they got to put a code in, right? It's not like they'll just look at the picture. So it's a little bit of a hoop there, I'd say, right?
Yeah. So you had a hoop there too. So come on.
It's hoops all over the place.
I think I don't think that. I think you overestimate the payoff for people.
No, I don't.
seeing
There is no payoff. I know myself. There is no payoff, but people seem awfully excited.
I think the only people who are getting the payoff for you,
1,000 times.
this weird kind of like exciting rush you're getting from this. And
Possibly Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Are you afraid of possibly this behavior is going to cause you to get cut out of season 4? Like sometimes people pose for Playboy and they get blacklisted.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
this
what
could
if
have potential backlash.
AMC's like this is a family show, man.
This is going to be worse than Jessica Biel posing in what the hell was it, Gear
Maxim.
magazine or
Yeah.
Gear? Remember that?
Really? Did she take hits for it?
Oh yeah.
And no kidding around. No kidding is like this. In all honesty,
Okay.
what are your thoughts though? Like Q brought up a point last week about my kids being at a certain point in their lives. Maybe they'll find this podcast. What if your kids at a certain point find on the internet a nude picture of their father with a cryptozoic man covering his ass?
I think at this point
By then there'll be so many more fucked up things that have happened with this guy.
I don't think so. Do you think there's anything more effed up than this that he has?
If he shows it all.
Okay, yes, yeah. But do you fear that? Like,
God, there's got to be. There might be. I don't. There's a lot of me out there.
What does that mean?
I think at this point they'll just laugh it off. Like, oh, that.
You really? How can you make that?
Oh, my naked dad.
How can you say that? They'll just laugh it off. How do you know it won't be something that really?
Just flip on a fucking comic book, man. It's like, where's my dad dressed up as something called a Price Mite? Like,
so you really think that somebody who poses nude is the same as posing in a Halloween costume as Price Mite?
No.
Your filter is so broken.
It's equally as wacky.
It's so broken right now, and I think it's been shattered by comic book men. I truly do.
Possibly.
I really think your filter has been totally smashed, and you've ground it into dust, and now you don't care what it's going on. All you want to do is pose nude and have people just like see you. It's weird. It's really weird. You know how we went to bat for you before we even started Comic Book Man season 1?
Yes,
because somebody wanted to trick you. We had a
Tranny
director.
Yes, I remember that.
Who came to me and Brian and Mike and was like, hey, we know what we're going to do? We're going to say we're going to go a full Monty, and then we're going to have Ming be the only one nude. And
little did we know.
and we went, and this guy lost his job basically, I think, because of this.
Yeah, he did.
And now you're now sitting here going, I'm going to do it. After what we tried to save some sort of
dignity. The word you're looking for is
dignity. And now you're just doing it to yourself, though. For what reason, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck it, I'm not going to do it then.
Look at that, successful intervention.
I don't think you really should. I don't think you'll get the payoff.
There's no payoff.
Mike is going to be so difficult.
Well, there was no payoff.
I mean, what did your wife say? Have you even told her?
Oh.
Yeah, I told her.
And what'd she say? Really, no, really, realistically, what did she really
So
say?
you're getting naked? She's like, don't get naked. Don't get naked.
That's really what she said?
not- yeah.
Is that really what she said?
Yeah.
That
was it.
devil guy
You're
was
gonna get
right.
naked?
Wives are dream killers, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
With that level of intensity, you're going to get naked? Don't get naked.
Well, she's so broken at this point,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, to me, that is not. I mean, do you guys have any gas leaks at the apartment? Because if you're telling me
Black mold,
you
maybe?
went home and you're like, I'm going to pose naked with a
Yeah.
cryptozoic man in front of me, and she was like, you're going to get naked? Don't get naked.
Well,
That was the
That was
response?
the response, yeah.
what would your wife say, Walt? You're like,
Wow.
but then again, it would be so fucking
Wow. I mean, it would be
0 to
first of all, she
100.
wouldn't believe me.
Right.
And then I said, well, here's the picture I'm ready to put on the internet.
As soon as I
And
manscape.
as soon as I show the picture, then she knows I'm serious about it, right?
Yeah.
She would burst into tears. She would burst into tears.
She would cry?
She would cry, and rightfully so. She would be like, he's definitely lost his mind, or he's definitely not the person that I married. Are you telling me that your wife, that would be the same man as she married how many years ago? 11 years ago, that she would ever possibly contemplate that, like, he would pose naked for the enjoyment of fucking 5 new listeners of a fucking podcast.
I think there's a lot of things I've done where she's like, this is...
But this is beyond the pale, though. This is so bizarre. This is so weird.
Isn't that weird?
Am I wrong to think this is so weird?
The reason that it's weird is not because look, I'm up for shenanigans and shit.
You encouraged it.
But the reason that it's I did retweet it.
You did?
Yeah, I did retweet it.
All right.
The reason that it's weird is because there's seemingly like there's no payoff
Yeah,
for it. It's
there's
like what's the
nothing to it. I mean,
like
there's-
to what end? Aside
If
from
you did it on comic book, man,
They would
that would make
They would
sense.
pixel it out.
Sure. But at least it's for entertainment. It's
Yes.
for the TV show.
There's no real payoff here.
Anyway, I'm just trying to win a Stitcher Award, which is like first place.
I applaud your efforts to win a Stitcher Award. My feeling would be to take that enthusiasm and the exuberance you have for some reason imposing nude and really just come up with different
Avenue.
not avenue, but
go do
different
Taken Hay for
segments.
Christ's sakes.
Did you do Taking Hay yet?
We have the footage recorded. Now we got to do
Nice.
the commentary. So
Very nice.
But come up with innovative
innovative.
segments, new kind of segments on the pod, something of more on the line or a level of
Tell him Steve Dave.
artistically, rather than being like,
I'm just going to do it.
Shock value.
yeah. I mean, that's where you do have the exuberance, you do have the you want it. Which is always the you want that award, you want that you want to garner new listeners, but I think after the initial bump, if there is a bump of people being like, all right, let me listen to this podcast he does, so I can
They
get a
bump their heads
code.
trying to get away from the computer.
I don't know if they'll stick around though. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest though. I don't understand. I really don't know why you don't factor in the
Or the repercussions.
the ripple effect that may happen down the line, though, of your kids seeing this.
Also, could you imagine if he for whatever reason, it fucking queered season 4? We didn't get it because of that.
I don't think that would happen.
Would you
no.
hang yourself?
Would I hang myself? I don't know if I think you would hang yourself, but. But yeah, come on. Burt Reynolds did it. Stan Lee did it.
Yeah, I don't think for a minute that it would it'd be the nail in the coffin of why we didn't come back. But I've always felt there was more important things than not coming back. And I mean, and this may not come back to bite you for decades, but at a certain point, though, it could, though. And I just don't know I think Stan Lee and Burt Reynolds got a hell of a lot more than
5 listeners.
5 listeners on a podcast, though.
All right. Well, I mean, thanks for talking me off the ledge, or
Were you on a ledge? I mean,
no, but
I'll check right now.
were you? When did you schedule the?
I didn't schedule anything. I
the photo.
I've been. Mike's been
Oh, it's gonna
updating me.
be
He's
in
like, we're at
it's gonna be
867.
an official artsy boudoir, like that girl. What's her name?
Kari.
Is she gonna take the picture?
Maybe I'll call her down and take.
What would your wife say if you said that? Like, I'm going to get this done professionally shot by a female photographer.
I don't think she'd be happy with that.
He would be professionally shot.
I do have something news for you guys, though, off of last week's podcast. I got contacted by somebody who's taking, who's getting a master's in psychology, and he has contacted me, and he is going to give us all evaluations. He's going to record them.
Really?
And he's going to send them to me, and we can play them next week.
Okay, that's amazing.
You're included.
He's got to play it straight, though. I no joking around.
I talked to him, and I told him, I said that this is your thesis. I said, pretend that you're turning us into a grade or something. We don't want jokes. We want a legitimate.
That's right.
He started to get into you.
Immediately.
And immediately I knew he was on the, not that he was on, but like his
professional,
the mumbo jumbo words he was using and the scenarios and the context he was saying it in. I felt he wasn't joking around, that he was on the up and up. So we have that to look forward to, and a little free
psychoanalysis
All right,
for all of us. I said for all of us too, not just. I didn't just want you to be in the barrel. For as much as people think that's what I want, I don't. You just continue to fucking jump in it, though.
Yeah, I do. Right over the falls, man. Right over the falls. All right, I'm waiting for that. Meanwhile, I'll vote for ISO Comics and tell them Steve Dave Stitcher Awards.
Awards. Stitcher. ISO Comics best overall. You're saying, or are you in the gardening?
Best overall, best pop in entertainment.
Are we nominated? Yeah.
You have to nominate. You have to nominate first, and then based on how many nominations you get, then you get put into the final voting.
I see.
Stitcher Awards.
And if you want to, there's a best sports category. Go and throw puck nuts in there. Even though we haven't recorded it over a year, it comes up as a category. So as a podcast.
How do we find out who's been nominated?
You don't until whenever there's a nomination period. And,
that's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember.
Well, we should make sure we're not all nominated in the same. We don't want to crush each other, right?
You want to crush ISO Comics?
What did
you nominate yourself in?
I think
I was getting ready to crush him when he told me he was fucking equating his nude picture to the 4 bonus pods we came up with.
I think I did pop in entertainment, but there's also best overall. There's best comedy.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Very good.
I think we're beyond awards now, Q.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
You'd like to go 2 years in a row?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, why not, right?
This helps sells advertising, Walt.
Did you see the picture that Jordan sent? Next month in D.C., there's going to be a half-page...
I saw that.
Tell him Steve Dave ad.
Not next month, this week.
Oh, this week?
Right? Isn't it this week? Harley Quinn #1?
No.
Yes. Yes. So I laid that shit out. So I made you guys
nice work. Thank you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Did you get? Is there ISO Comics in the in DC
They're
Comics?
coming. They told me it's coming next month.
They're in Charlton.
The Harvey Comics.
Speaking of comics, Q.
Yes.
Cryptozoic Man.
Yes, I read the second issue.
You read it?
Yeah.
You should have fucking sealed it and CGC'd it, bitch.
What's wrong with you?
Number 1's going for big bucks.
I did see this. I retweeted the link to this article.
Is that not crazy?
It's great.
Somebody bought a CGC'd signed copy of Cryptozoic Man #1, the Baltimore Con edition one.
That's
for over $1,000.
$1,000.
$1,100.
I equate that. I want this person so bad to come on.
This guy drinking river water in Australia?
I would love to get the buyer of this on Tell Him Steve Dave.
Right.
Because I would want to be like, What do you and Todd McFarlane have in common? You just wasted all your fucking money on something worthless that you'll never be able to get your money back on. That is the Mark McGuire of baseball of the comic book world.
He's like, wait a second. I was under the impression you were the artist of this book, though. Yeah, I am.
But I see things as they really are, bro. And you just wasted $1,100.
You fucked up.
I guess it's not wasted, but I don't think you'll ever be able to recoup that money, though. I don't think you'll ever be able to make your money back on that.
I gotta dig up that copy you gave me. Do you have any more of those left?
Baltimore's? We don't know. You know what? And how badly do some of the listeners now who contacted me with such hostility about Ming and Mike's signature, now how bad do you feel that somebody out there was willing to pay $1,100 for a copy of Mike and Ming's signature?
Oh, their signature was on it?
Their signatures were on it.
I thought signatures were a no-no for comics.
No, CGC, they call it a signature series, and I guess they happened to be at the Baltimore Con. There was a representative there, and they were able to verify that those indeed were the signatures, and that's why that particular issue went for a G spot.
Wow. Holy shit.
Mike and Ming finally hit someone's G spot.
Do you know
I got paid for it.
I didn't see any of the $1,100.
Yeah, that's true.
You can buy, hundreds of hand jobs from Get 'em for that. Oh, if you didn't listen to the Christmas pod, I guess you don't know what that means. The Fiasco pod. Oh, well.
But the book, apparently, #1 first printings are hot.
Brilliant.
And people are spending a lot of money on them, which makes this awkward. But considering all that I know now, I don't think I'd be out of line if I reached out to all the people who ordered the Booty Time and told them there was a 15% increase. I'm going to have to charge you now. What do you think the reaction would be to that? I call each individual person, like, hey, can I do that credit card information again? That book's going for way too much money now.
Yeah. Probably a little bit less accepting than like, hey, would you mind waiting because we fucked up with the shipping?
Can we do a cold call cuss out of that next week?
We should.
Where I just call a random buyer who bought it, and I was like, hey, man, I don't know if you guys can look it up real quick. I go, it's going for a lot of money now, and I don't think I'm out of line to getting another $10 out of you for this.
Like, that's probably half the value that you're seeing. So, like, we both make out. Like, we're both doing it, right?
Just the absolute flabbergasted person on the other end of the line is like, wait a second, who is this? I'm like, it's Walt.
And then they're not really that flabbergasted. They're like,
you're on TV. You drew the book. And you're calling me because you want to take the $10 extra because it's going for money on eBay now?
Yeah. I put a tweet out there. Most people, it seems, will not be upset if Ming doesn't go full nude.
Okay.
But interestingly enough, somebody... Shit, I just lost it. Hold on.
Q, what would you do if your buddy?
Yeah.
One of us.
Yeah.
Well, not one of us. I don't know. One of your good friends, maybe another Impractical Joker,
okay,
was like, "Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pose nude for this." But would you stop them and just be like, "Hey, it's all part of the
for something
fun
like
games.
This?"
Yeah.
Well, they did it. Murray did it on the.
Well, we've done it on the show. We've all been naked on the show except for Sal.
Do you think I'm overreacting?
No, they did it on the show for a very good reason. Not like,
yeah.
It's the off season and no one's paying attention to us.
I think you're looking out for him. I think he has kids. I think that was a great angle to take with him. I thought.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take angles. I legitimate
Yeah, but that was great.
I'm like, I don't get this, and I don't know. I don't think he thinks like that though.
No, he definitely doesn't.
Do you think? But you think I'm overreacting?
No, I don't think you're overreacting.
Do you think you should do it? Because you were pretty quiet. You really didn't have much to say.
Well, I was trying to stay out of the way and let him talk himself into it. I think in the long run, whether Ming poses naked or not is not going to fucking affect the world at all.
No, not at all. So, I agree with you. But what about his own little world, though?
Yeah, I think his kids might one day be like, what?
I think it's funny that he wants to shave and shit, like comb out his pubes.
He could carve in his pubes like Mike's image. You know what I mean? Like
Mike's initials.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
Somebody just said By the way, I have a master's degree in counseling psych. If you want someone to come talk to you guys,
Yeah, you know what?
the second person.
We'll get a couple. We'll ask him to just record himself and himself and send it into the KMuse2 account. We'll take the best evaluation and we'll dissect it.
Nice.
Okay.
You know, an audible recording of himself doing a diagnosis of all four of us.
Okay.
Nothing else, Q?
Well, I finished Phantasm.
More Fantasm?
Well, I told you I was going to try and watch them all.
This is more than Houston.
I watched the first one, and I mean, they're just weird movies, man. They're really out there and bizarre, huh?
That's why they have such a soft spot for me. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like I said, it's not the that kind of like which I feel is the same movie over and over again. Is those slasher movies where somebody just keeps coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah.
And, he's dead, and then he rises.
But like then in the second one, they're tracking him throughout the world.
Right.
And he's leaving entire towns to waste.
Yeah.
And I guess this is pre-internet. Like nobody's noticing that these graveyards are all.
Oh yeah, this is definitely pre-internet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how does nobody be like?
Well, you don't think towns just up and dry up?
But the cars are on their
happens
side.
every
There's
year.
Cars crash into windows of Macy's and shit like that. Like very bizarre.
You don't think that towns just don't up and die in America today?
And their graves are all dug up and shit like that.
Well, I'm not talking about the sci-fi. I'm not talking about the science-fi angle. I'm just talking about.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Towns.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Town,
yeah. If you go on Wikipedia, you can see like ghost towns. They call them ghost towns, but definitely, like in this day and age, it still happens.
Somebody just owns that shit and just abandons them.
Yep.
Why don't we buy a town? Why don't we buy TESD town?
It costs way. It's a lot of Christmas pods to buy a town.
Can't rely on everybody for that. Well, what if Ming got naked?
What would you do if you owned your own town? You can make the laws, Q. What would law one be?
Wasn't there a woman? Was it Kim Basinger? Didn't she own a town?
But I thought it was a thriving town, right? It wasn't like a ghost town that they bought for shits and giggles.
What would be law number one in Q town in TSD town?
Well, that's a good question. All right, so we buy the town, people are agreeing to move there under my rule.
Well, I mean, not a rule. It's not like it's an iron fist. I mean, you still got to abide by the laws of the union.
Sure.
But you can have certain like quirky things in your town.
Right. Oh, I don't know.
No dogs, only cats.
No, I love dogs. Dogs are sweet.
No guys.
Sweet.
You're the only male.
Be like an alpha male. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of caring about what other people do.
Here you go. Here you go.
Right.
Some family members recommended Kim Basinger, buy the small town of Brazelton, Georgia, some 1,700 acres, in 1989 for $20 million to establish as a tourist attraction with the movie studios and film festival. However, she encountered financial difficulties and started to sell parts of it off in 1995, and the town is now owned by developer Wayne Mason. She, in an interview, said that nothing good came of it because of a rift that resulted within her family. I'm assuming that's the Alec.
Here is my dream TSD town.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's talk this through.
We buy a very small town.
Sure.
We get a development person in there, and we put in things that we will have constant tourist traffic in there. We will create a bottle dump. And right next door to the bottle dump, Gidim lives there. This is like we don't have to relocate to this town.
Sure,
our whole universe, our whole Tell 'em Steve Dave universe.
So this isn't just in your backyard. I was about to set up a shanty tonight.
But like we get him a bottle dump, and Gidim is right next door to it, like a little shack.
Oh,
or
I could open candy canes on the other side of town. Like
exactly. Your little Santa, your Christmas town / Christmas stripping joint.
Okay, I like it.
Jay Sarge and Declan are open up a sound studio.
Okay.
In the middle of
They're
town.
the radio guys.
We're accepting of their lifestyles, I guess. They
They're
move
the
in
only
together.
one. They're the only couple. We gotta let Mike and Ming in too. I forgot about it. Oh shit! It's San Francisco. What the fuck?
Jay Sarge is like, I have a wife and kids. Now I'm married to Declan.
No, ladies.
What's your problem with that?
Put this on.
I've got experience.
All right, so Declan and Jay Sarge are the sound guys in town.
Right. Okay.
Maybe they have
every town needs good sound guys.
What else? Who else is in the town? Who else can come live in Tell 'em Steve Dave town? Who's a permanent resident?
Okay.
Mike and Ming.
You're not talking like a Marshall Manlove who comes to town or something like that.
Marshall Manlove definitely wouldn't be a resident.
Right.
He's always welcome, but like he would not be a resident.
He's hired entertainment. Like he comes through like a carnival, once in a while.
Jeez, I'm starting to realize how few friends we have.
What about Windorf?
Sure.
Windorf could come.
Every town needs a rock star. Sunday Jeff, where's he living?
I was gonna say I can't
synagogue?
believe Sunday Jeff definitely. What? He would definitely probably.
Open a mini golf course with a shed right behind it.
How awesome would Tell 'em Steve Dave town be,
It
man?
would be a lot of fun.
How quickly bored of it would everybody be, though?
They're like, I'm moving out.
Taxes are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a jail, like in case people...
We gotta always have
Troy,
a jail.
we got Troy there to be the police officer. Oh, this is fun.
Troy's going to have to leave his family.
No, you bring your family.
Oh, he can bring his family with him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Troy, tell your wife and kids you're moving next to the bottle dump.
He's the sheriff. He's Andy Griffith of our town. Troy.
Is that the vibe you're going for? We want like a 50s.
Yeah. We want no internet.
So I don't live there?
No internet.
Right.
Only on the outskirts of town can you pick up the. We're like Iran. We don't let the internet in.
Yeah, we're like North Korea now. Just shut that shit down at the borders.
No chance of people bootlegging or putting up bonus pods that we don't want up on the torrenting stuff of ours.
The library has all the right books.
Exactly.
Right.
Meg would hang himself day one. No internet, man. Like, what would he do?
Oh man,
That was the stash in town.
Oh yeah,
Gotta
stash.
move it out
I just pick up the stash. You know how they moved all historical houses? They put,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they travel across country on these gigantic bed trucks. We move the entire stash as is.
Really?
Brick by brick, we bring it with us.
Can we reopen Zebu with the Zebu girls? Can we bring the Zebu girls in? Because I miss them so much.
No, because Mike is opening up his own pastry shop. He is a cook, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, this is seeming a lot less fun.
You bring in the Zebu girls, puts Mike out of business. He's the first homeless family in TSD town.
Why, there's no welfare in TSD town?
Fuck no. With you as the me?
I thought for sure you had set that up.
I told you. That's true. Yeah. See, I thought you wouldn't allow it. The second I find out I have to work for a living, I'm fucking. I'm out of there.
Oh man.
Where is it located though? Like what kind of
Middle America?
Middle America?
Somewhere warm. Can we do the Southwest?
Yeah, we could do it. But you don't want to see snow? You know how I feel about snow. It was snowing this morning, Q.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I was late for work
around here, right?
What's that?
Yeah.
I did my drive into Manhattan and from Manhattan today. Quick. Nobody was on the fucking road.
All the bennies were home.
It was great. Nobody was on the road today. It was amazing.
See, but I gotta have snow in my life, though. Yeah, I gotta see it fall.
All right. What about the trailer park, that mutant that lives in there? Get him out there. I mean, it's TSC town. You want everybody there, right? Like,
yeah, you got to bring everybody. Everybody's got to relocate for our amusement.
They shoot the show there.
yeah, that sounds good.
This one's
how about we run for all three of us? We run every year. We vie for who's going to be mayor.
Right. All right. Well, why can't we just split it up? I don't know, man. It sounds like a lot of work.
Anything good.
Yeah, but what are we gaining?
For.
What are we
We got
gaining?
our own town, man.
I
No
know.
other podcast has their own town.
You think that being the first podcast to do a vinyl is big?
Right.
The first podcast to have their own town?
Most of America is still like, what's a podcast? You think we'll carry on with it?
And why would they put it on a record?
What about towns that are on their way out right now, that are close to becoming ghost towns?
Okay.
Could we convince an existing struggling town to turn their town into Tell 'em Steve, to rename the town Tell 'em Steve Dave Town? What would it take?
Money,
yeah.
Just money?
Money, yeah.
Not support?
Well, even if every listener that we ever had, including those that we drove away, came back into the fold, and like, what are they going to do there?
Well, you know what? And every listener would be welcome to come live in the Tell 'em Steve Dave Town.
So it's like a commune.
Well, every week
It's a cult.
See, that's the thing. A cult. Oh, yeah.
Talking.
That I like. Yeah.
Oh, that is great.
Well, you know, you would be you'd be burned quicker than fucking Koresh.
Who, me?
Yeah, I'd be shooting a gas canister right through your window, and because you're defiling all our great listeners and your cult. You're definitely you will go Koresh within the first 24 hours.
Yeah, you're probably right. Still, it would be sweet for that 24 hours.
You'd be, and then it'd be Koresh, Jim Jones, and whoever else you all rolled up into one.
Little Charlie Manson.
You could dream, man.
You can dream. You can dream. Welcome to TSD Town.
Hey, man, Kim Basinger did it.
And piped over the constantly 24-hour feed in town. Every store you go into, it's just Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast playing over and over and over again.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, since there's no internet and nobody's going to be able to download it, every week it's a live Tell 'em Steve Dave. You all come
in the center of town.
the town center, yeah.
A band plays.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Windorf, Monster Magnet plays to start every week.
Courage, My Love. Maybe they can take weeks off.
Yes. Courage, My Love, who I'm going to see tomorrow. Are you coming? What
Webster
are you doing?
Hall.
Are you going to go?
Yeah.
You going to go?
Mm-hmm.
You're not coming.
I'm coming. I'm going. Ming put us on the list.
Yeah? All right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Do you think they'll play I Sell Comics?
They gotta. If they do, I'm going to get a couple bucks for you. I'll go talk to their manager.
No, I'm thinking I don't want bucks, but I was thinking it'd be great if they brought everybody up on stage to play the song.
Yeah.
The
fuck,
dance.
why not? we're like go-go dancers. Ming's naked. Here you go, Q. Here's a good example of a ghost town, overnight. Chernobyl, Pripyat. You know?
I mean, well, that's fucking...
They really had no choice.
Yeah. I mean, what's an example of a ghost town in the United States that just happened overnight? The tall man did a fucking number on that town.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Which one are you talking about?
We don't want a ghost town that wasn't caused by environmental concerns, just solely because of financial. It just wasn't feasible to keep the town open anymore. How long? I mean,
ooh, I was in this town.
I still don't understand what the tall man was doing. He was taking dead bodies, putting them into these
canisters.
They were turning into dwarves.
Yes.
And then he was shooting the dwarves into this other world.
Into another dimension.
To do what?
To walk in a straight line.
Yeah. That appeared to be it.
Yeah, well, your mind cannot figure it out, though.
So that's just the acknowledged thing. Your mind can't figure it out.
Yeah, you just don't.
Well, ours have, but
not
can you sprinkle some hints on me? Why the fuck is... I'm not saying it's not brilliant. It is. Like, why is he doing this? Is it ever explored?
I don't think he needs to explain why. I just think it's so badass you don't need to question it. That's what I didn't need a question. I didn't need an answer to enjoy it.
All right. I enjoyed it.
He's looking too deep.
I'm not. He's tranny tricking people left and right.
How the fuck does Jason just keep coming back to life over and over again?
Well, he's like that. At least I can fill in the gaps.
All right, fill me in the gaps. How he's not even. He's not human.
Back.
Oh,
that's it.
He got zapped by lightning.
Yeah, he got zapped by lightning and reanimated him. That's easy.
And that's enough for you?
Brought back Frankenstein. I got it. Yeah. Why?
King Kong, Frankenstein, and Jason. They keep the electricity and the lightning bolts away from them.
King Kong?
Yeah, King Kong and versus Godzilla. Lightning.
Oh, that was what it was?
Lightning would give him strength. Something that was never done in any other King Kong movie.
Right, but that's... to me, that's apples to oranges because, at least they're laying out movie logic. They're not telling you why it happens. They're saying, though, but at least you know if he gets hit by lightning, he gets superpowers. With the tall man, they're just like, yeah, what happens is, I'm even buying that something happens in the barrel that turns them into dwarves. I'm not even questioning that. Got it. They're slave dwarves after being in these black barrels. I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying, why is he doing it? What's going on?
You watched them all?
No, I watched one and half.
Well, you got to watch them all,
right? All right. Well, then I'll get back to you.
I don't think you're. I don't think that you. I think the answers you seek
are in part 4.
Are in part 3 and 4.
Lord of the Dead and Oblivion.
Oblivion, yeah.
You haven't seen those? Though.
I've seen them.
Oh, you've seen them?
Yeah, I was actually excited. I rented them when video stores were up and running.
All right, I'll be back with an update on Fantasm.
Is that offensive?
The tranny trick?
turning people into dwarfs. Because that's kind of like hard. That's kind of tough. All of a sudden, a dwarf buys a ticket to a movie, has no idea what he's going to watch, wants to check out the silver ball. Then all of a sudden, he's sitting there and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Everybody's worst nightmare.
Everybody's worst nightmare is to be turned into a slave dwarf.
I think slave might be the key word there.
Oh, you don't think it's dwarf? I think you're wrong.
Yeah, like why does he need to?
I can
shrink
escape.
them down?
I'm going to plan my escape.
Right.
If I'm a slave. If I'm a slave dwarf, I'm like, just kill me. Even though I don't want to escape. I'm not going to go live my life as a dwarf.
This is as good as it gets. Once I'm outside, like people are really going to fuck with me.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, obviously, he had no interest in being politically correct.
Right, but
Thankfully.
Would you think that if you were a dwarf, would you be upset by that curve or that plot point?
I don't think so. I think I might just be like, I mean, what the fuck? I'm a dwarf. What am I going to do?
But have you seen that show, My Little People, or The Little People, or Little Couple?
I have seen clips of it here and there. I have never seen it.
I mean, I think that's a show that goes along, that tries very hard to shatter, that image of that.
Sure.
That
what poor image do dwarves have?
Not poor image, but the image of just being trotted out at certain times of the year to be giggle and to
Right.
To be merry and upbeat. But they have the same exact problems,
Right.
and probably not really the same exact problems, but
Well, I don't know, because you look at. I mean, I think it's definitely an issue. If I would, but they're taking the jobs. Nobody's forcing them to dress like elves and be in dwarf tours.
No, I don't think, and I don't think it's I don't think. I'm just saying that probably the only time a lot of people come into contact is this time of year, around Christmas time.
Sure, unless they watch Game of Thrones, I guess.
Is there a lot of dwarfs?
Oh no, one of the main characters is Peter Dinklage, and he is fucking awesome.
All right.
Like, yeah, he's probably done more to change the coolness factor of being a dwarf than any other fucking.
Oh,
It
yeah,
wasn't
for
cool
sure.
before?
Yeah. What?
It wasn't cool before this dude?
I don't think so.
Warwick
Probably
Davis?
not. Yeah, but he was a leprechaun. He kind of played into it.
Yeah.
He was
Really?
like, oh, he sounded like Declan running around and shit.
Yeah, he was also Willow. He was also
Sure, Willow.
He was
but
also
Willow,
that
he wasn't a dwarf.
Ewok.
He was a race of people that were that way, right? He was a fantastical creature. No? I see what you're saying. You're right.
But I was
though,
saying,
you're
like,
right,
you
though.
only see, but like in movie roles, you're only seeing them in these Hobbit-like movies or like these fantasy movies. You never see a dwarf cast in a role like. You're never gonna see like, oh, Tom Hanks and a dwarf are up for the same
That's
role.
going to change in the next X-Men movie.
Why?
Because Peter Dinklage is one of the main guys in it.
Oh, so he's gonna be
He plays Trask, the guy who invents the Sentinels.
So they're making Trask
Oh yeah,
a dwarf.
It's the Days of Future Past, and he's a dwarf in it. Peter Dinklage.
based solely upon his acting chops, huh?
Oh yeah, he's fucking. You're missing out if you're not watching Game of Thrones. He's fucking unbelievable. He's great.
I've watched bits and pieces of
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. So I'm not missing out.
Oh, he is legitimately
It
great.
looks like it's all TNA and
There's
a
some
little
of
bit,
that
a
in
little
there,
bit of.
They actually have
gross
toned
stuff.
that down. They've toned that down a lot. The TNA.
I've just set the Tell 'em Steve Dave Army ants on.
Who?
Not set them, but they
Stitcher?
have a task. No, I said petition Don Coscarelli to come on Tell 'em Steve Dave so we can talk Fantasm.
Nice, very nice.
So hopefully they'll
That'd be great.
talk to good old Don and he'll give us
What's
a
he
call.
doing?
I don't know. You want me to see what he's up to?
Yeah, let's see what he's up to. He's taking over this podcast.
Well, he likes John Dye. Did you watch John Dye's at the end?
No,
It's good.
he directed that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did a good job with that.
Did John die at the end?
He did.
Yeah. Sort of gave it away there in the title.
I saw something today. It's in line with what you were saying, Walt. Some fashion designer said women's fashions are retarded. Blah,
He
blah,
used that
blah.
word?
We got it. He used the word retarded. Yeah,
Really?
people got worked up about it too. Well, some people anyway.
You have to realize that's a poor choice of words, though. If you're
I guess so. But I read one lady's comment, and she was upset. She's like, my niece has severe mental retardation, and I don't like the idea of her being mocked, which I didn't really see it as the guy mocking anyone. And if your niece has severe mental retardation, She doesn't know what the word retarded means. She will never know if people did mock her or not, I'm assuming.
Couldn't you use it, like, couldn't you say the word in a context of, like, a flame retarded?
You can.
It's a long way
You mean
to go
like-
to say it,
like
though.
gay?
That flame was retarded.
Like you're
No.
trying to keep like a gay person away. It's like flamer retardant.
Yeah, you ever hear
So you
like
get like a double
A flame
insult in
retardant,
there.
like a
Yeah.
flame retardant blanket. They still
Yeah.
use that, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
they
you
use
can be
that.
like-
It's not, and no one says anything when you use it in that context, right?
Well, sure, you're not referring to a person in that
Yeah.
context.
Can you say like, "Yo, retard your roll"?
I guess you could. Well, they're saying like it's like everything else these days. So I had conversations with I had a conversation with a parent
Yo, homie, retard your roll.
of a special needs someone, and they said that it's not about hurting one person's feelings. It's about the overall respect and care that society gives them. If you're able to just label them, he's a fucking retard, they're retarded, they don't even know, they'll never know because they're just retards and they'll never hear anybody talking about it, that instantly reduces them to something that they're not, which is a human being. Even though they're severely limited in what they can do or not, they still have feelings, they still have emotions.
You're
And to
fucking
just,
Johnny Liberal over
I'm
here.
just saying that this is what they explained to me. Just to paint them as the retarded puts them in a bucket that is easy to mock and ignore. That's what they're fighting against, not the word. So
Yeah.
What is a flame retarded?
it means that it really can't. It's hard to catch on. Like a flame retardant blanket, they keep in some like kitchens and stuff like that, where if something goes up, you can just throw it on it. The blanket won't catch fire.
Yeah, like pajamas back in the day.
Like
They
Christmas
weren't
trees.
flame retardant. Be like,
Yeah.
kids are like, wow.
Like fake Christmas trees are flame retardant.
I bet you can get away with using that word as long as you use it in that aspect of it.
Well, you're not referring to people,
Right.
sure. Well, you're not referring to disabled people. Like the mic won't work. This mic's fucking retarded. Like the reason you're saying that is because you're comparing it to a fucking
Well, it's
disabled human.
sound retardant.
That's different. I think that's different.
But that's how I'd get away with it, using that word.
So
What are you
it's
trying to get away with?
You did it. So if you wrapped up a retarded person in that flame retardant blanket,
Right.
you could technically.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if I let's say I
I think you could say
made a
flame
mistake.
retarded.
I made a mistake and I used the word. I would just add flame to it immediately so nobody could call me on it.
Right.
Retarded flame. Like this guy's a retarded flame.
Yeah.
I think people would see through that.
Or be like, what's he talking about?
People still use it. I mean, people still use it.
Because when you say, like, come on, don't be so fucking retarded, you're the same as, like, don't be such a fag. You're not talking
Right.
about gay people, just like when you say don't be retarded. You're not talking about people that are suffering from mental retardation. Don't be a dope. Don't,
Yeah,
like,
but-
it's taken on.
But people,
Even dopers can't say?
No, you can say dope, right?
you can
You?
say dope. Yeah, I
Okay.
use dope a lot. You couldn't be like,
That shit's dope.
but I think they're trying to stamp that out so that
That flame
It's
retarded
just
retard
not-
is dope.
I think they don't want you to be able to say it that easy. They want to make it like the word nigger. They don't want you to be able to say it easily because of what's attached to the word.
Right.
Can't
Argue with them.
can't really argue with them because it's like
Unless you put flame in there. Then you can argue that.
flame retarded. Well, it's not the right usage.
Oh, it's not even the right
So it's retardant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the same thing.
yeah.
I thought it
Well, it's retarded.
I do think that political correctness goes too far sometimes, but you know,
So retardant isn't just a form of the word retard?
Nah, I don't think so.
no.
Okay, then I would never get
It's a
away with
whole
using it
different
then.
word.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I better not try that
You're in
then.
trouble.
It's good though. It's good. That
Doesn't
should
it
be
sound
changed.
very close to it?
It does, yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
like one letter off, right?
Ooh, all right.
If you think like if the way the woman explained it to me, if you would listen to her and how usage of that word in the common vernacular does actually hurt those people just by creating a certain thing, I think I felt differently.
Did you?
I did. I haven't used it since. I haven't
Wow.
used it since. Same reason I don't run around saying the N-word unless I'm singing a Wu-Tang song. Like it's
Or angry at one of them while you're driving.
well, that's in my own car. I don't, that's just me being angry. Yeah, it's like you. There is words have meaning and words have power. I don't have a problem with dropping them. I don't have a problem with not saying the N word. I don't have a problem with not saying the R word.
What a guy.
People do. People are like, it's a joke. It's a freedom. I don't mean anything by it.
He's going to get our first medal in Tell Him Steve Dave Town for fucking what a great citizen. Yeah, I don't say the N word. I'm all right with it.
Where's my medal?
Did you see this? This was sort of this was retarded.
Foam face, bro. But you could say foam face.
Foam face, you can say, yeah.
I find that's more.
Foam face?
Yeah, that really.
But that's something I just made
up. It's like
up.
a gut punch, though.
But that is something
it sounds
I made
so
up.
much worse than retarded,
yes,
doesn't it?
Does. It does.
It was just made up to specifically mean nothing. Meant nothing.
But it makes it, you think of like some special needs person frothing at the mouth, like crazy and wild-eyed.
That's not what it was made up. It was a fucking
You just
foam
see
face.
that foam coming dripping off their chin and out of their nose, and someone's got to wipe it.
Is that what
that's what
disabled people do?
Sure.
Like
all day long.
Froth at the mouth? Well, but it doesn't even have to. It's a foam face.
I'm taking your medal away.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You're really
How is
close.
foam face? I made it up.
I'm just telling you that, like when I hear that,
but I'm not even talking about
I
disabled
kind of clench.
people.
I like that.
Me too. We're butt clenching over here.
I'm not even referring to a disabled person. Like,
What are you referring to?
This fucking foam face who cut me off in traffic.
We know what you're saying.
Doesn't need anything.
It does, though. I mean, it has a clear imagery attached to it.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Well, for us, it does.
Yeah. You say foam face, yeah. There's one image leaping to mind.
Fuck it, you guys are a couple of foam faces.
And it's not that. The new, I don't know if we talked about this. The New Jersey waitress who, this is a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Someone wrote on her the receipt, the bill, yeah, that they didn't. Hold on a second. I'll give you the exact wording here. That they wrote, I'm sorry, but I cannot tip because I do not approve of your lifestyle. And this was to I do not agree with your lifestyle. I'm sorry. And this was handed off to a lesbian waitress.
How do they know
she was a
I guess,
what?
She had like the butchy hairdo and
that doesn't mean anything.
Well, she is gay. I mean that she's not denying.
So, but she must have said something to.
I think what happened was her name is Dana, and I guess they thought that they said the woman thought that the hostess said Dan, and I guess the customer was like, "Oh, I thought you were a guy. They're going to be a guy." They said, whatever the fuck, whatever happened, it was a hoax.
What?
It was a
She
hoax.
made it up?
She made the whole thing up, yeah, and she just lost her job. They suspended her, launched an investigation, and found out that it was forged. Former co-workers of hers spoke out saying she had a history of lying, and at one point lied about having terminal cancer. That's pretty.
Is she lying about being a lesbian?
I don't know. That they didn't say, but at least 3 individuals donated to a PayPal account.
Does that hurt the gay cause?
Oh,
people
sure.
do stuff like that. Yeah, you think so?
Doesn't
How's
really.
it do it? How's it hurt it?
Because if you're a gay person, there's a huge segment of the population that's already like either not accepting, sort of on the verge of accepting.
Sure.
So when shit like this happens, it just doesn't help, And it doesn't matter if you're gay or you're black or you're Latino or you're any other, underrepresented group. It's going to hurt because then somebody's going to be like, see?
Yeah. But I mean, it takes someone of real low intelligence to be like, see? As if all people are like that.
No, I was actually saying, see? That was a direct quote. See, somebody like Jack Phillips, Masterpiece Cake Shop owner, said he'd rather go to jail than make a gay wedding cake.
Really?
Is that true?
The Colorado baker who was ordered to serve gay couples by a state judge said he'd rather go to jail than prepare a same-sex wedding cake. I do what I do because I love what I'm doing, and I do what I do because I love doing what I do, and I believe it's what God designed for me to do.
Dudes
Say that fucking. That's more I do's than the actual wedding.
Wait a minute, so by law he has to make the cake?
I don't know. I don't plan on giving up my religious beliefs. I don't feel that I should participate in their wedding, and when I do a cake, I feel like I'm participating in the ceremony or the event or the celebration that cake is for.
Do you, quick, I'm sorry, do you agree with that? Do you agree that the state should be able to force him to have to make a cake for the couple?
No
like
way.
If he's gone out and said these things, really hurting his business, why wouldn't the gay couple just be like, we don't want his cake, man. We don't want to eat his cake.
The fuck knows what's going to be in it.
He's going to spit the cake, right?
Oh, so you don't know that. But why would you even want to? Why would you even want to pay this
I'm
man
afraid
to
to
make
send
your
stuff
cake?
back, let alone like if he's forced to make my gay wedding
Like
cake.
you went and got a court to order this man to make your cake.
Right.
That's crazy.
Administrative law judge Robert N. Spencer ruled December 6th that Masterpiece Cake Shop will face fines if he continues to turn away same-sex couples who want to buy wedding cakes.
Well, you know what?
I guess that's like they can serve whoever they want.
You know how like when girls have their parties before they get married? What are they called?
Like a bachelorette party?
And don't they make cakes that look like giant dicks?
Sure.
Maybe that's what he was forced to do. 2 dicks instead of 1.
Because gay people get married without
He's like, this is
tops.
too much.
A dick with a top hat and a dick with a veil. And that. You know what? That is kind of repulsive.
No, he's going to have to make them for Mike and Ming and tell him Steve Dave Town.
Oh, man.
Well, like what is a gay cake? Was there 2 grooms on it?
Maybe that's the only difference.
Can you imagine being that upset? You're like,
Well, I guess like, yeah.
turning away business because you got to put 2 little groomsmen on instead of a bride and a groom.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's really being.
Well, I mean, if you're super religious,
Yeah, which it appears.
I could see it.
I do what I do because I am. I want to say this again. I do what I do because I love doing what I do, and I believe it's what God designed for me to do.
Not a dues.
What I mean, if I walked into a store and I asked for something, and the proprietor was like, "I'm not going to give it to you because you're whatever Irish, whatever, blah blah blah," I would not be like, "I'm going to force that guy to do or make or ever
like,
service me. I'm going to go
us.
your competitor, and I'm going to bad talk you, and I'm going to make sure that everyone knows that you're a dick because you wouldn't make me my dick cake."
Right.
And
I just wanted 2 top hats on the dicks. That's all I wanted.
2 top hats, 2 little bow ties, 2 little canes. Well, now it looks like Mr. Peanut.
2 monocles.
But really, though, why would you just waste your time, like not just going to another bakery and getting what you want done?
I mean, I guess there's a party that's just like, fuck this fucking guy. Fuck him.
But it's still America.
Let's expose
though.
him. Let's
But it's still
let
America.
everybody see. Let's let everybody see what this guy's all fucking about. So some people will be sympathetic.
Expose
to
him.
Sure.
But don't force him to make the cake, though.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Well,
Expose him and hurt his business, but don't force him to make your cake because who wants to eat that cake anyway?
yeah, I hear you, but the best way to expose him is by getting exposure like this.
Yes.
That's probably what they were doing. Like now everybody knows this
Now
guy's
he has to
fucking-
either go to jail or bake the dick cakes. That's so weird.
Or donate the dick cakes to a food bank or
I
something.
wouldn't.
The homeless people are like, I mean, I got the pee hole. Well, I got the balls, so consider yourself lucky. But I guess it would be like if he were like, hey, a black and a white person came in. Well, I don't believe in interracial marriage, so I'm not going to make you a cake.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
where
mean,
you draw the line?
I guess it's different. I mean,
Like these people have to get it through their fucking heads. It's a rights issue. The days of being able to fucking pick and choose that shit are done. It's a fucking civil rights issue. It's not a religious issue. These are American citizens making fucking choices that they legally have a right to. That's it. Fucking.
But you cannot go in and demand a vulgar cake.
You made that up. You don't know that they made a fucking vulgar cake.
let's assume so.
I mean, let's assume so. Yes. Then that's
Can he
it.
say no to that, Q?
I think he can.
If he was like
that.
2 dick cakes, no,
believe
I
he can
don't
say
have. I have a right to say no to that.
I think so. Yeah.
2 groomsmen on a cake, you can't say no to that, right?
I don't think you can say no to that.
I
don't-
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, a vagina and a dick cake, you could probably say no to. It's
I would say
it's
no to
about
that, too.
genitalia, not about sexuality.
He's
Right.
like, now I basically am the dick cake guy. Everyone's coming to me because they know I got to do it. 30 dick
I'm
cakes
going
this
to
week.
go to jail or I got to bake a dick cake. I'll be baking a dick in my ass if I go to jail. It's like, there's no way to win. Oh. Should just close your mouth and just accepted the money and made the cakes.
That's it. That's
right? I mean, man.
What does Kevin say? He hears, like, I guess, like Carol or Ming or somebody call him and they're like, Walt's had a religious turn recently. Same-sex couple came. He wouldn't sell comics to him.
Oh, I mean, you can't, like Q said, man, it's not, and you can't do that stuff and expect not to have a major, major fallout.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Right.
But it is strange though that like you still want to have that man make your cake at your wedding.
Not in a million years. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You expose him. You're like, hey, this asshole wouldn't make the cake, and then you move on to somebody who's a little bit
Right. Unless you have some, like I said, some sort of symbolic thing where you crush you trash the cake or you use that cake as a.
He had to make it. He's like, God damn it.
Then you just never pick it up.
Yeah. You know what I don't understand though? There's a thing that was going on in California. Transgendered kids. Now, these are little kids, like a 6-year-old, and they're fighting for the right for this 6-year-old to use. I think it's
I
a
read this
boy,
in Rolling Stone.
and was going to use the girls' restroom.
They had a pretty long article.
They
about
identify as a girl. Now, right off the top of my head, I'm like, look, now it's going too far. It's a boy. Use the boys' restroom.
this. Right.
That's it.
The article that again, this is not my opinion on it. I'm just telling you the article.
Liberal Johnny.
That's
It's coming out again.
I mean, you brought it up. I'm just telling you that their position on it that I read was like that. There's basically 2 ways to look at it. One of it is that okay, so this particular kid that you're talking about was like, I'm a girl, like I'm in the wrong body. Whatever, that's a tortured existence. Nobody even fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's got to be hell. But what they're saying is, like, if you, right now, the model is to do what you're saying, which is, like, you're not you're a boy. And then they go through their lives feeling all fucked up and out of sorts. And then when they get older, they do this surgery and reverse it.
The reassignment.
And they're fucked. They're just fucked because you can't catch up with science, you can't catch up with biology at that point. What they're saying is just like, if society as a whole, and I'm not saying I feel this way, this is just the thrust of the article, said that if you start accepting this early on with these kids, and give them a life of acceptance and wean them into that slowly as it is, like you'll actually be making the quality of their life better. You know what I mean?
At the expense of a bunch of little girls who are like, why is there a boy in the bathroom with us?
Well, they were saying that they weren't. They were dressing this particular.
Is it time for a third bathroom?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, they have like handicap bathrooms right now in the mall, right? Where it's like
Q, you just got
H word.
the handicap bathrooms are gender neutral. If you have a wheelchair, you go in and use it.
Can I ask you guys a question? Made me think of this. How old were you when you stopped going into the ladies' room with your mom?
I actually don't have a single memory of ever going to the ladies' room with my mom.
Really?
I'm sure it happened. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm like, that's how young it was. I just don't even remember it.
Yeah, I thought of that with, I went to Cheeseburger with Sage recently, and sometimes she wants to go in by herself, and then sometimes she wants me to go with her. Now she's 7. So 7.
They don't have, they only have one bathroom.
Cheeseburger?
Yeah.
No, they have 2.
They do?
You're like, I've been using the women's bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they have 2. So sometimes she'll want.
You're still supporting that organization after the Betty Poop pants, huh?
But I haven't gone there since that day, actually. Not by any sort of stand, but yeah, I haven't been there since.
Cover them panties.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you recall?
For me,
How old were you probably when your mom still let you go into the Ben's room by
Earlier
yourself?
today. We went to the mall. I like you, Q. I don't really have any memories of. I would have to imagine it was like 5-ish, probably.
I can remember.
Oh yeah, when was it?
Like I said, I can remember being in the women's room.
Mm-hmm.
And, seeing the ladies come out. Some ladies not closing the door.
Ooh, Bush.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Nice.
A lot of girdles back in the 70s.
Girdle Bush.
A lot of pantyhose and girdles. Not much else you could see other than like
Fish belly white skin and shit.
Why you say that?
They're old ladies, right? You're saying?
Not old ladies. I mean, I think young women wore girdles back then too.
Really?
Yeah, for their shapes.
I should get a girdle.
We have Spanx now.
I'm in the women's room in the mall wearing a girdle, identifying as a woman. I'm like,
I like to order a dick cake.
I'm telling the bathroom attendant.
And if you don't make it for me, I'm going to bring you up on charges.
I'll bring this whole corporation down. J, C, Penny, all of you, all the three of you.
And also, bringing up naughty pastries. I can remember seeing on a popsicle stick a headless woman and a armless, just a torso of tits.
I'm getting hard.
And people would eat that in the Route 18.
Wait.
Mall.
Get out of here,
I'm not
really?
picturing this right.
Yeah.
It was on a stick.
It was on a stick.
Right.
And it was a headless woman.
Right.
It was just like below.
Did
right
it have
below
gumballs for nipples?
No, it was like a treat. It was like It was like a cake thing, and they would sell it in a glass, like a glass display of all these treats. And they had there's right out in the open. They sell these tits that people would eat.
Okay.
Wow.
And I can remember being definitely like.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely being
I just had sex.
definitely knowing that I shouldn't be looking at this pastry, and but not being able to turn away from it either. Though felt like guilty.
When do you think the day happened that they were like, "Hey, dude, no more, like no more of this really offensive, sexist, weird pastry
I think
shit."
it's still sold.
You think they still sell?
Not in
the place is closed,
right? Yeah, but I bet you that kind of like treat. It sold at like
Check it out.
like the naughty cake
the
stores.
naughty cake stores.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was just like no arms. It was just like this to here, and it was just the tits, and you would eat the tits.
Why do you think you had so much sexual shame when you were young? It's that the monkeys thing in the bathtub. Remember you said it would.
Yeah. It has to be just never really seeing anything. Because you didn't have cable that early. You weren't exposed. You don't really see the human body. I mean, I guess legitimately, it may have been the very first breasts I ever saw were a pastry.
And somebody's like, I remember being in, it was called Mountain Hill Preschool, and I was 4, and they had a pool there, and it was the classroom, like the students, it was probably about 15, and once a week we would go in the pool, and I started telling my mom that I didn't like to swim, I didn't like the pool, because everyone would get changed in front of each other.
Oh.
And I remember being really weirded out by all those nude kids.
And girls and boys changed in front. That's so bizarre.
Not a million years could you do that today.
No.
I'm not finding it.
Not finding it? I mean, I swear, Q.
I remember I've seen it too in my day.
I've seen it, and I can remember being like, definitely a stirring of like shame.
That was your first story?
Of shame, though, not like where I was turned on. I was just like, it's just weird. It just weirded me out. It definitely made me feel like you see Pluto, you see Mickey Mouse chocolate pop, and all of a sudden you see tits.
No head, decapitated tits.
It definitely made me feel weird, and definitely made me, maybe that's for the psychoanalysts out there.
Yeah. I'll give them this too. I think I talked about this once, but going canoeing with my parents, this is before my brothers were born, and it was on the Delaware, and there was like it was the early 70s, so I was probably 6 or 7, and there was like a nudist colony, a bunch of naked people like on the side, like on the banks, like sunning themselves. And I remember my mother being very like, look away, don't look at them, like as if seeing naked bodies I was gonna fucking like explode.
Turn to salt.
Yeah, really. Because I don't think like if I'm canoeing down the Delaware with Sage, it would not occur to me to be like, turn away. Like I think if she were like, what's that?
Did you see the show that's out? I mean, it's so blatant. It's disgusting, like how blatant it is, though. It's Naked Realtor or something like that.
Naked Realtor. I know
and they
Naked in the Wilderness.
Not that.
Not that one.
This is one where it's unbelievable. It's like TLC just wants so badly to be able to put skin on to sell a show, and they just sell houses in nude.
Nudist colonists?
Not a colony, but it's like a nude part of. It's like a nude town where you can walk around nude. TSD town will never be a nude town. I mean, you gotta wear.
I'm like, hey guys,
you might have to wear. You might not be able to wear shorts in TSD town.
Yeah, Buying Naked explores the specialized world of real estate in a nudist colony.
All it is an excuse to show butts.
That's what they're showing.
They don't show anything else but butts, but everything is like framed to show the butt.
Yes,
it's crazy, and I'm like, there's no reason to watch this
except to see
other than to see a butt.
Do you remember when what's his name? On NYPD Blue showed his ass?
Yeah, that was a big.
How big of a deal that was?
The world went berserk.
And you look at the time and you're like, Dennis Franz.
He showed like half an ass cheek, and everybody went crazy.
Yeah.
And now, like you see, like Sons of Anarchy. I'm like,
forget about it.
You see tits.
Yes.
Like they show boobs,
crazy.
and there's so much.
But TLC wants the exploitation factor of this show, but yet is unwilling just to be like. But they still want the sponsors, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't just go full board and be like, just do a Cinemax on us.
Which is every other country besides us, right? Shows.
Oh, I don't know. Is that true?
I know Europe that's just it. Like there's just tits everywhere on TV and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe you know what though. And maybe there's something to be said for because maybe if there were some shows like that, I wouldn't have been so like traumatized by that.
Probably
by that pastry tits.
Well, that's a weird thing too.
Probably.
Is like we grew up in a time where like the late 60s into the early 70s where it wasn't a big deal, nudity. It's actually become so much more puritanical, I'd say. Now.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, actually, you know what? It hit a high, I think, maybe in the 80s into the 90s, and now.
What are you talking about? Everywhere you turn around, you got reeling shows.
Well, now, that's what I mean. Now it's on the flip side, but for like in the early 70s, there shouldn't have really been any naked shame or sexual shame because it wasn't such a big deal. But into the late 70s into the 80s, it became, I thought, more a little bit more prude. Although maybe not with because that's when the pay channel started, HBO and Skinamax and all that shit. So look at the picture of this guy in Buying Naked. He's like, "What's up?"
That's it. And they talk about like what's like to give you a point. I only watched like 10 minutes of it as I'm flipping around, but like they stop the show in the middle of it, and like they'll make a point about like, well, we really don't like the cabinets because they're kind of like forget the kind of wood it is,
right.
But like if we brush up against it, it's not good for nudists.
Us a splinter in our balls.
And so then they give you tips if you're a nudist, like what kind of cedar you should be buying.
Right.
And always have like no, like put down like.
Is being nude comfortable? I'm not. I don't even mean from a shame point of view. I just mean like, aren't you cold and like fucking?
And
it depends.
In the community, like as they're driving to the house, you'll see other people riding bikes nude in the town.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who could ride a bike nude?
What are you gonna do if you have to fucking live life? Like, you can't walk around nude all the time. You have to have fucking clothes. I'm like sleeping naked in case there's a fire. I gotta run outside.
Remember I told you I went to Palm Desert and I brought Suzanne to that nudist resort type place. And it was weird. People were like, let's play checkers in the nude. Let's play ping pong in the nude. I mean, it wasn't like they were riding bikes around and shit, but definitely like it was a lifestyle that appealed to these people that I'm like, I don't really get it. I put suntan lotion on my balls and I was like, I'm never going nude again. It fucking burned like hell.
I just wouldn't do it. It just sounds horrible. It just sounds uncomfortable.
And what happens like if you're a healthy man,
Yeah.
Q, and you buy your house in the nude community, and you're taking a walk your first day, and you see someone that's drop dead?
Right.
Is it bad? What happens if you show your
Starts choking.
I
acceptance?
just look at someone and start getting hard on?
You can't?
Does that happen to you guys?
Not anymore, no.
Really? It doesn't really happen. It's got to be a situation. There's got to be something going on. I can't just look at someone and be like, there we go.
All right, well, let's say she's watering her plants.
Okay. Something sexual's happened. I get it.
Well, no, she's just doing gardening work, and she's in positions that like where she's got to like tug a weed out or something.
All right.
And you see it, and all of a sudden, her husband's talking to you, welcoming you to the neighborhood,
Yeah, right.
and he's like, "Oh, that's Jane over there
What if
tugging
he
that
thinks
weed
I'm
out."
getting hard looking at his fucking pecker. Now
Because when you're talking to him, you haven't shown any level of
and then Jane's
arousal.
pulling a weed that
Until
tits
he-
up
And then
out.
all of a sudden, you see her come out, and she starts pulling a weed, and all of a sudden, your weed starts growing.
Your dickweed.
Gotta happen all the time.
Right? And now, is that poor form in the nudist community?
I don't think so. I think they have to just accept that.
That erections just happen?
Yeah.
Like a
yeah.
nude. I'll bet you it's frowned upon.
Well,
like
you
you
probably
go
have
to a
to be
nude
like,
beach.
excuse me, I gotta go. I can't watch Jane.
Is that the only time you cover yourself?
Just starts running.
Just fucking
Runs back to his house.
My stomach.
Looking behind you to make sure you're not being pursued.
in anger. First day! Fucking first day!
I'm a newbie, guys. I'm a newbie. Just don't mind me.
Give me a break. Don't be so hard on me.
No pun intended. No pun intended.
But really, though, I mean...
Why she got a weed like a slut? Fuck this.
Is that the only time in nudist colony when you are a nudist community? Is that the only time you would be asked to cover something up?
I don't know. We should get a nudist on the fucking phone.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to talk because the nude craze is definitely hit now. You got the, like you said, Naked and Afraid, another show that just is so like. The only reason anybody would watch it is because they're nude.
Yeah, and they're like passing out and shit.
Right, and there's not. I mean, and that's a show that like, everybody looks horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watched that a little bit of that too, and I'm like, that's like I'd rather see girdles in the 70s.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, even if you go to like Sandy Hook, it's 95% guys, gay or otherwise.
Whoa,
4% women.
Is that true?
Oh yeah,
So
Definitely.
that's a big gay thing.
it's almost well, at least over there
I don't
it
know.
is.
I dated a girl that used to go there.
Really?
She was fucking hot. She was,
Well, dude, maybe
she used to
tranny
go
trick
there.
though.
Hey, did you get tricked?
Did you sure you want a tranny trick?
no, when
Did she go into
feel
the third
anything?
bathroom?
She definitely did not tranny trick me. But she was super hot, and she would go to that beach with her friend and lay out. And she was like, the second they got there, guys would just start coming over to them and like hitting on them and stuff like that. So I don't think it was all gays. Yeah.
Yeah, when I went there with Suzanne, I didn't go
Right.
nude. She went topless, but it was almost all guys, and they seemed gay. And most
Is
of them,
that that's got to be
Probably planning the wedding cakes.
that's got to be like torturous though, right?
for me.
Well, like for all, I mean, like if you're
I didn't
into
wanna
that,
stay.
if you're into that, and you're just like seeing
Oh, it's a
all that,
buffet.
Cock everywhere.
wow, then you gotta be
So you think just
restrained.
any cock will do when you're gay? Like it doesn't even have to be someone you're attracted to. It's just a cock. I don't think it works like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Tortured.
You gotta.
I think you might be right. Johnny Lib over here, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I mean, we live in the real world, Q,
Yeah.
not in your Hollywood world where now all of a sudden everything.
I am going to San Francisco this weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah. We attend the lunch show there Saturday. and then down to Hollywood for a day. So I may come back a different person.
Now, isn't that? No, wait a second. San Francisco and the Tenderloin district is the? Oh no, it's the Castro.
Castro's
the Castro is the gay section.
We could say, for the sake of the joke, if you want to just say the Tenderloin
Nah,
district's the gay district.
I'll go back and cut the Castro part.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so next week we're going to need to line up Don Coscarelli, a nudist,
Right.
and what was the other one? Or was that?
Hopefully I'll have the evaluations, the psychological
Oh
evaluations.
yeah, the psychological guy. Yeah, I tweeted him and told him to this other guy to write in and see what he says.
Is that it?
I think that's it,
How long
man.
have we been going?
That is it. Like almost 2 hours.
Wow, this is a good
Yeah.
one.
It's a good one. Oh, it's a good one.
That's what length equates good.
I didn't notice how long it went. I was just having fun. So I think that
I was
equates.
talking about if you live
Here
in,
and the nudist
in your
colony.
nudist colony. Will it be bad form if you're in your first day in your nudist colony or your community and you saw someone massive to the point of like
So I just pack up and move out.
no, but like
You abandoned your house.
could you make a comment or is that totally frowned upon?
Oh, like nice tool, Tom.
Well, not so ridiculously corny.
Well, how do you not make it corny?
But if you're just like, dude, how do you do anything?
Like, do you
Like,
remember,
how do you do anything in life with something like that? Like
that's what you ask him?
yeah, like something that gigantic. How do you even do anything? How do you do like the most menial task with that kind of appendage?
I mean, it's that big.
Like, you got a baby arm, son.
Or is that or
Your first day, just sizing up everybody's cocks and commenting to him on it. I think it might be frowned upon. Yeah.
Just like on the gay beach where you're like, yum.
Well, so you don't think talking about like if you saw his arms,
Okay.
big arms, you could be like, "Hey, man, you work out, nice big arms," but. But anything else, you're like, oh wow, you would like you do some squat thrusts, huh? Those are some big thighs. But you would never would you able at all to have any kind of comments about the size of anything else.
I don't think so.
I think if he's naked and you're like, hey, nice big thighs, like, even that's enough to be like, get the fuck out of here.
So even in the other way, though, you couldn't even make a joke if somebody walked up and you were like, you definitely had your penis like removed in some sort of industrial accident. Like they're so small, you couldn't even make a joke about that then too.
I don't think so. I think that being naked. It seems to be like,
What, you used to live on a farm or something? a thresher?
a baler.
I mean, I guess there's no way you cannot make a comment about anything in the genitalia area.
Maybe not first day. I mean, not to their face. Maybe stop behind their back. Like,
What, just to the neighbor?
yeah,
like
like,
test
holy shit. Is that guy's fucking hog for real? Yeah, we all talk about him.
Yeah, what happened to Ming?
Oh, tell him, Steve Dave.
You want to talk about audiblepodcast.com/TESD? What do you want to say about it?
IT.com.
Yep, audiblepodcast.com. .com. Say it with me. .com. .com/TESD. And if you go to that address, CG, do you know what's going to happen? Do you? Do you?
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Susie.
You're going to see Susie?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get a free audiobook and a 30-day trial. 30 days! For free, just by signing up. And did you know that Tell 'em Steve Dave has their own audiobook? It's called Tell 'em Steve Dave Fairy Retail Theater.
Yes.
Do you like fairy tales?
Sure.
You do? Okay. So, they have 150,000 books, but you only really got to worry about one, and that's Tell 'em Steve Dave's Fairy Retail Theater. Use that as your free book. Free! 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 audiblepodcast.com/TESD. D! 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 Seiji, you probably tried Hulu.com already, right? Did ya? Did you try it? I know I did. And you know what I like better? HuluPlus.com/TESD.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
I guess so.
Do you want to kiss it?
No.
Do you want to marry it?
Yes.
You want to marry HuluPlus.com?
Yes.
/TESD. You know what we're going to do instead? We're going to watch it. Because for only $7.99 a month, you can catch up on your current shows, binge on old favorites. Do you have any old favorites? You're only 7. How old are your old favorites?
I say session.
That's the only one? Because you're 7?
Yes.
You're only 7. So you don't have that many old favorites. Yeah?
You want?
Me?
Yeah.
46.
That is it.
That's old, right? Am I an old man?
Yeah.
Hey, Seiji, can you help me over to the couch so I can binge on old favorites by watching HuluPlus.com/TSD? Is that how an old man sounds? So, and you know what else? You can also watch stuff that they made original shows. We should come up with a HuluPlus.com original show. Like The Wrong Man, Behind the Mask. It takes you behind the world of sports mascots. Is there anything you love more than that?
No.
Of course not. You love them more than anything. Okay, so HuluPlus.com/TESD, $7.99 a month, 2 weeks for free. Watch TV shows wherever, whenever you want. You can watch them on your phone. Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Do you have a iPad?
Yes.
Do you have a TV?
Yeah.
Do you have an Xbox?
Yes.
So you can watch it on any of those things, except maybe Xbox. I'm not sure.
I will do it again.
Mm-hmm. You want to go watch some TV right now? You want to go watch Hulu Plus right now?
Yeah.
All right, then. Just help me out of the chair and go get me some prunes so Dada can go poop on the toilet bowl. Come on now. Clean up Dada's ew. Yucky, right?
Good one.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye, Googie.
Maybe tell him Steve Dave Town has a future, if, going au naturel.
Nudist colony. I'm sure somebody up there will come up with some Photoshop that can show us exactly what it's going to look like.
I just can't imagine you telling your friend. Girls, it's going to be a little weird. First, say goodbye to your friends. Secondly, prepare to be horrified.
If your parents
Right.
were nudists growing up,
Yeah.
could you handle something like that?
Living where I'm living?
Yeah, they have to go on every summer. You go on a nude
I think if you're
retreat.
raised in it, yeah, you probably could.
Yeah.
There was,
Thank Christ. That'd only be one more thing.
I prefer not to, but
Mm,
it's a rough one.
it's crazy.
And and imagine defending it as you got into your teens. What's a big deal? Leave my parents alone. And even now, it's nude Thanksgiving, nude Christmas.
Yeah, I'd opt out.
Yeah, I just would be so scared that I would do I think the most frowned upon thing. I'd be so
Still
worried.
remarking on people.
No,
the size of people's
just
genitalia.
being being aroused. I think that would be the biggest thing. I would have to be so terrified of.
Yeah. I don't think it's for the likes of us. I don't think those people worry about that at all.
Maybe it would be. Yeah, maybe it would be so.
But it has to be an arousal of some sort.
I don't know. I don't know what drives them because it doesn't drive me.
Maybe it would be so on your mind though that you wouldn't be able to get aroused because you would be constantly fucking concerned with it.
It's like trying to say, don't think of an elephant. automatically you're going to think of an elephant.
That's true. with a tiny rod or a giant rod. One of the two.
See how I said elephant? I didn't say something small.
Yeah.
It's got
giant trunk. And shit.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.